Today, we're diving into one of the most painful and honestly most misunderstood human emotions, shame. We're going to look at how it keeps us trapped and, way more importantly, how we can actually find our way out and back to connection.
So let me just start by asking you something. Have you ever had that feeling? Not just that you did something wrong, but that on some fundamental level you are wrong. Because believe me, there is a world of difference between those two things. And getting that difference wrong, that's the trap. It's a misunderstanding that keeps literally millions of people stuck in this awful loop of self-criticism and just wanting to hide.
I mean, do any of these sound familiar? You're too much. You're not enough. Why can't you just try harder? For so many of us, especially neurodivergent folks, these aren't just random critiques. They become the soundtrack of our lives, and they start to feel like the absolute truth. Well, that feeling has a name. It's called shame. And the definition is so important to get right. It's not the belief that you made a mistake. It's the core gut punch belief that you are the mistake. But here's the twist. Here's what almost no one talks about. Shame has this productive, way more helpful cousin, guilt. And figuring out how to tell them apart, that is the hidden key to getting out of that trap. Okay, let's look at the framework here. It's super clear. Guilt says, I did something bad. See, the focus is on your action, and that's constructive. It motivates you to repair things. But shame says, I am bad. The focus is on your whole identity. It's destructive. It tells you to just hide, to withdraw, because the problem is you. One is about fixing, the other is about failing. And you know what? Here's the good news. Just understanding what we talked about in that last slide, just knowing the difference, that right there is the first completely safe step to getting unstuck. You've already started the process just by being here and learning to name it. So, okay, how do we get proactive about this? How do we move from that shame place to somewhere healthier? Well, let's get practical. Let's talk about tool number 1, an internal strategy I'm calling Rewrite Your Story. This whole idea comes from an amazing approach called narrative therapy, and its central principle is honestly a total game changer. It's this. You are not the problem. The problem is the problem. Just think about that for a second. That sentence alone gives you the space to see the issue as something outside of yourself. So how do you actually do it? It's a really simple 3-step process. First, you externalize it. You separate yourself from the problem. Second, you explore. You go looking for times when that problem wasn't in charge, moments of strength. And third, you reclaim your story by choosing the one you actually want to live by. Okay, let's see what this looks like in the real world. The old shame story might be, I melt down because I'm weak. But the new, reauthored story? That sounds like, my body enters overwhelm when my sensory system is overloaded. It's just asking for rest. See the shift? You're not changing the facts of what happened. You are changing the meaning you assign to it. It's huge. But look, rewriting our story on the inside is only one piece of the puzzle. Healing almost never happens in a vacuum. So let's talk about tool number 2, which is an external strategy. Find your people. Now, this often takes the form of something called peer support. And this is not just some casual hangout. It's a real system for giving and receiving help. And it's built on a foundation of shared understanding, respect, and empowering each other. The magic ingredient is connecting with people who actually, truly get it. And I want you to know, this isn't some random free-for-all. Real peer support is guided by core principles that make it safe and make it work. It's focused on recovery and puts the person first. It's always voluntary. And maybe most important of all, it's trauma-informed, which means it is designed from the ground up to be a psychologically safe space. Because when you get right down to it, peer support is what creates this incredible shift. You go from feeling like you're a problem that needs to be fixed to feeling like you're a person who deserves to be understood. And wow, for anyone who's ever felt different, that feeling of being seen, it's just everything. All right, let's pull all these threads together. Let's talk about your path forward, the journey from that place of shame to a place of real earned self-respect. If you walk away with just one single thought from our time together, please let it be this one. You were never broken. You were just misunderstood. That struggle you felt, it was never a flaw in your character. It was just a mismatch between who you are and what the world was expecting you to be.
Now, learning to manage our own inner world is one thing, but what happens when a conversation with someone else gets heated? When emotions start to run high, how do you stay grounded and actually communicate when you're under all that pressure?
Well, that's a topic for another explainer. For now, if this helped you at all, maybe think about sharing it. You honestly never know who in your life might just need to hear this exact message today, the message that they aren't alone and that they are not the mistake.
If this touched your heart, please subscribe, like, and share it with your family. Save this for more meaningful content ahead.